Hello, welcome to the ODIN 7-day jam. So this is a jam where you make a video game in 7 days using the ODIN programming language. The jam starts in half an hour, and chat is already saying hi, hello chat. So yeah, it starts in half an hour. So this will be a little intro live stream where we look at, well, actually I have a little list of what we're gonna do during this stream here. So, actually I hear myself because I have the stream open there. Okay, there we go. So during the stream, we're gonna just talk a bit about how to get going with ODIN game dev, and then just some general advice about approaches to how to do a game jam. And at 6 p.m. there will be an optional theme revealed and the jam starts. But before all of that, maybe we should just briefly mention, oh, hello chat, hi. We should just maybe briefly talk about, so a game jam is essentially, you make a video game in 7 days. In the description of this video, there is a game jam. You could make it in a game jam any length you want, but this one is 7 days long. But in the description, there is a link to this page here, this itch page. This is where you sign up. Look, we're currently at 195. Maybe we can get to, oh, now it's 196. Maybe we can get to 200 before the official start in 26 minutes. That would be super cool. So you register here, and then you have these 7 days, and before the end of these 7 days, you go back to this page here and you submit your game. That's all you do really, and you submit your game for any platform you want. Like if you're developing on Linux or Mac or Windows, that's fine. You can upload that. Also, if you want to, you can also upload a web build if you want to. That's usually good to make more people play your game and stuff. Oh yeah, there's still the sorry, I still had the logo there. Anyways, this is the itch page. I wasn't looking at chat well enough. So this is the itch page. So we have 196 people joined, which is super cool. I think we're gonna get to 200 before the end of this stream. And we're starting in 25 minutes. But so you just go to this page here. And what I'm gonna do in this stream is probably to pull out the this stream itself, because in the description of the stream, there is some good to know links and stuff. So that's sort of what we're gonna do here. That's the how to get going with ODIN game dev part. Oh, there I clicked something. And there's my, so you're gonna need to somehow make a game. Oh, this is suggesting all my coffee videos now. So you're gonna need to make a game somehow, right, using ODIN. And the first thing you need to do is install ODIN, of course. So there's these stuff down here. So the first stuff here is install ODIN. There's a link to the official installation guide, which you can look at. That's for any platform like Mac, Linux, Windows and stuff. And if you have trouble following this official thing, then there is also a video that I've made for Windows here. So you can just, if you totally and it's fine, if you're experienced with ODIN, you want to make a game, that's fine. If you're complete beginner, you can join now. You have 7 days, so you can go here, install the stuff, and then get going. And then of course you need to somehow make a game. So what I've done here is I put together some links here, and if you're a complete beginner in ODIN, or there's a colon here, if you're a complete beginner in ODIN or game dev or both, then I would perhaps recommend that you try making a 2D game using ODIN and Raylib. Raylib is a library for creating 2D games. Well, you can make 3D games as well, but there is both 2D and 3D support. But it's essentially a library for creating video games. But many people use it to create 2D games. So I put a little link here to some code just to get you going. So you can, if you're brand new to all this, then you can download this just to see. This is like a minimal program. So what I'm gonna do now is actually to, I have this code here on my computer. So I'll just show you how to start that, like how to run that code using the ODIN compiler. So I assume that, you know, you've followed the stuff. I assume that you have followed the stuff and installed the ODIN compiler somehow, right? So when you've done that, you can go to this link here, and you get to this stuff, and you can click the raw button here and save this as a file in your computer, put it in an empty folder, name it like game.odin or something. So when you've done that, you can close these things. Some numbers, nice. So when you've done that, in my case, I've saved it in this folder up here. So you can open a command prompt, you know, and just go like, and this is in my Odin Playground folder. And in here I have this file saved, playground.odin, and then I can do odin run dot, and then this happens. And this is just a little square that you can move back and forth using the arrow keys. So all this program does is it opens a window, it creates a variable for X position, and then it checks input left and right, and then it draws a blue background and puts a white rectangle weird on the X position. So you can use this to get going. And in the gist, if you look here, actually this is a bit outdated. In this code here, you have, it says both what to do to run it, but it also says like, oh, if you want to see what's available in Raylib, just go to this folder here. So you've installed Odin somewhere, so go into the vendor folder inside the Odin installation folder, into the Raylib folder, and then you can look in raylib.odin to see all the things available. And then you can extend this and make a whole video game. Load textures, draw them on the screen, play sounds, all that. It's gonna be great. So that's what I recommend for total beginners. Now, we have some additional stuff here. Sorry, I have so many links, so many browsers everywhere. So that's that stuff, right? If you are a bit more experienced, or, well, not really if you're a bit more experienced, but if you want to put your Raylib game on the web, so on itch, when you upload your game, you can make a web build. If you want to do that, then I actually have a little template for that. So that's linked here. It's just a GitHub repository. It's sort of a template for, there's a live example you can run here. It looks like this. It's a template for how to get a Odin plus Raylib game onto the onto the web, but it also works on desktop, so you can use that as a starting point if you want to. Or you can just, what I would actually recommend most people to do is just make the game in your favorite way. Just write your code and do it in a comfortable way, and then at the end of the game jam, maybe you can go to this repository and look at how I've done this stuff and add the web build if you want to. Oh, hello chat. So many people. How many watching? Oh, 86 people watching. It's amazing. Gonna have some tea to celebrate. My oolong tea. So that's what I would recommend you to do. And let's just quickly back up and look at the. Like I said, the jam page is linked here. Just go here to sign up for the jam. Oh, we're at 200. Amazing. We haven't even started and we're at 200. The last game jam I had 160 people when we started. So this is amazing. Thank you. What I was going to say about the jam page here is that there are some rules to the jam, right? And so the rules are that you make your game using, sorry, I should have said this before, but since we're talking about when to submit and stuff, I'll just go back to this now. So you make your game using the Odin programming language, and you can use pre-made frameworks and libraries, meaning that you can of course use Raylib if you've made your own little game making library, then you can use that. But the gameplay code, like the thing specific to your game, should be written during the jam. So if you're making a game about building a rocket, and then you can't bring gameplay code that's specific to building a rocket or something like that. If your game is a Mario clone, then you can't bring gameplay code that is like how to jump with Mario and hit your head on the block to get the coin out, all that. You can't bring the extremely game specific stuff, but it's fine to bring your own little framework and use other libraries and all that. And you need to make the game within the 7 days of the jam, right? So you submit before, and you should submit before the end of the jam. Like, make sure you have a few hours at the end to actually put it up on the page before the jam ends. There's an exception to this, that if you want to add additional platforms after the game jam has ended, then that's fine. Like, maybe you work on Windows and you upload your Windows build, and then just the next day you're like, okay, I want a web build as well, but I didn't have time for that. Then just do that afterwards, right? That's fine. I think that's just good to make it, because people are can be so stressed at the end anyway. So suddenly having to throw together some extra platforms can sort of it's not so fun sometimes. So you can add that afterwards. You can use any graphics, sounds, and music that's free off the internet, but remember, you have 7 days. So I would say that you probably make a more fun and interesting game if you try to make those as much as you can yourself. Like, if you work alone, maybe you can spend 2 out of those days making graphics, or half of the time making graphics, or whichever. So I recommend you make your own, but if you want to, you can use free assets off the internet, as long as they have licenses that permit that. And the team size should be between 1 and 3 people. So that's why I wanted to go back to this, because I was starting to talk about the web stuff and how you can add your web build afterwards. So that's why I went back to look at the rules again. There will be a theme. The theme will be optional, meaning that it's just there for people who want some extra constraints or limitations. You don't have to follow it. I just have it there. Like, initially the theme was enforced, if you looked at the initial announcement, but I wanted to do like the last game jam, because I thought that worked well, where we had an optional theme. So that will be announced in 15 minutes. Right. So let's go back to the list of... yeah, someone says maybe the theme is optional. There will be some other word there. So we talked about this minimal starting point thingy, right? So this link here in the description I recommend for anyone who's starting out. And then we have the how to get stuff on the web. There's also some video instructions for that one, how to convert a game into a web game. I also have my ODIN plus Raylib hot reload template. And that one is quite popular. And this thing also, it's essentially, you see this little animation here. So it's essentially that you can have your game running and hot reload code. So you can tweak your gameplay code while your game is running without having to restart it. I would not recommend people who are totally new to Odin to do this, but if you have used Odin for a bit, then this is a good way to make yourself a bit more productive. But if you're brand new to everything, then this might just confuse you further, because there is some extra concepts to understand, and I would recommend someone who is completely new to use the link to use this stuff here, because it's simple, and you just have one file where you put your code. It's all gonna go well. Right. So, and the hot reload template also actually has the web build support. It's just I have two separate repositories, one with web build support and one is just web build template. That one is for people who want to see how that works without all the other noise of the hot reload stuff, essentially. But the hot reload template also has the same web build stuff. Keep in mind that the web build stuff has some slight it requires mscripten which is sort of a funny hack that translates C code with a translation layer to WebAssembly, and it can be a bit funny. Right. There's some questions here in the chat. So the first thing is a few words about Sokol. Yes, we have down here some introductory stuff for Sokol. I would say that the best way to learn Sokol is to look at the examples. So I have, just like with Raylib, I have a web template for getting stuff on the web. So it looks like this. You know, you can see the live demo here, which is cube. This is the cube example from Sokol, but with a texture added on the sides. And then there's the hot reload template, which is like the Raylib hot reload template, but for Sokol. This one is slightly more advanced. It has a Python build script because it downloads Sokol and does some builds the libraries and stuff. So this one is involves a Python build script as well. So but these of course only come with a single example with a spinning cube. So how do you learn Sokol? Well, what I would do is you Google ODIN Sokol, and then you get to this thing here, right? And this is the official bindings. And inside the official bindings, there's an examples folder. And these are ODIN, these are the sample examples translated to ODIN. So I would say go in here and look at what these do if you want to do that. I would recommend that beginners of game dev use Raylib because it's much easier. Raylib is like draw texture on screen and stuff. Sokol is more like an abstraction of rendering APIs. So you can be like, oh, I want to make triangle and then make a 3D model and put that on. It way less. You get way less stuff included. It's more powerful, but it's it's more for people who do not want to write OpenGL, Vulkan, Metal or something like that. They want some sort of abstract thing that they can run on different platforms. So you get less stuff for free there, but it's fun. So that's that about Sokol. I would just recommend Google Sokol ODIN and look at the examples. That's the best way to learn it that I can think of. But it does, require some. Like usually people who learn Sokol have learned a bit of OpenGL or something before, right? So that's why it's not there aren't as many good like tutorials on it, maybe, because it's like similar to other rendering APIs in a sense. Let's see. So that's that about Sokol. One of the most important things maybe in the video description here you find is the Discord community. So there's a link here. This link goes to my Discord server. My Discord server looks like this. And on here there is an ODIN 7-day jam channel. This is the main community for this game jam. There's an official ODIN server. This is not the official ODIN server, but this is the official community for this game jam. So in here you can hello, Kebab Skull is typing. In here you can I encourage you to post videos and images of your in progress game here, and also ask questions. And there's also an ODIN channel down here if you want to ask more general, like, or if there's too much going on, you can just ask in the other channels as well. Oh, everyone is you're on the internet, right? Please join the Discord server if you want to chat to the other jammers and show your stuff. It's super fun to see what everyone is making in that channel as the game jam goes on. I got a look at this. I'm gonna pull out Discord again. I got an unusual join activity because so many of you joined at once. Thank you, everyone. Good job. I'm gonna. Okay, I'm marked this as resolved. Oh, there we go. All good. Thank you for joining. Yeah, it got jammed up. So, and also, if I've made a book about Odin. If you want to learn more about Odin, then you can. I wouldn't recommend you reading this during the jam because I think you should focus on making a game. But if you want to learn more about Odin after the jam, then there's a link to my book and there's a free sample available. Right. So let's see if there's any more questions here. Right. Someone asked a question about how do you ensure that people don't fix bugs when they submit the new build, web build, for example. I don't. I'm not that picky, really. It's fine. And I didn't want to enforce the theme because last time the theme wasn't enforced, and I thought it was nice that some people had an idea of the game they wanted to make beforehand, and the jam is more about using Odin to make a game than about following a specific theme. There are so many game jams that are like, oh, we're so focused on this theme and it's gonna be like this fest. Like some games are like, oh, it's a festival around this theme, right? This game jam is more like this is a festival around making games in Odin, and then there's also a theme to help people get started, if that makes any sense. How is the winner decided? Super good question. So on the itch page, let's see how many we have now. 203. Amazing. So when the game jam ends on March 15th in 1 week and 7 minutes, then there will be 8 days of voting. So then participants, everyone who is joined here will be able to play the games and vote on which one they like the most, right? So you do that for 8 days, and then on it says there's a schedule down here, by the way. So then on March, immediately when the game jam ends, the voting starts, and on March 23rd the voting ends, and you have 8 days to do this voting. And immediately when it ends, I will do a live stream where I play the top 10 games and congratulate the winners, and this will happen on this YouTube channel as well. And the winners will get either a copy of my book for each team member, or like a 1 hour just teaching, like something 1 hour session about Odin and game dev, like a video call, something. I have sold this as a service before, so it's sort of like essentially a tutoring consultation, or just if you just want to hang out and discuss something or talk about how to make video games or something funny about Odin, then that's fine. So you choose one of these two when you win. And yeah, so that's it. And that will happen, like I said, at the end of the voting, there will be this little stream where I play the top 10 games. And I will play them in 10th place, 9th place, 8th place, etc. Right. Let's see here. Anything else? Right. I had some other thing here about some general advice about how to approach a game jam. And before we reveal the theme, just something about that. And I would say the important thing, like the thing about game jams is that some people are a bit scared of them because they're like, oh, I don't know enough about game dev. And I would say that sometimes you will make a fun game, but you will always learn a lot. So it will be a very nice experience regardless. So just don't worry too much about the game needing to be great. Just if you're new to game dev, then feel happy that you're learning a lot and just try to have fun in the moment. Don't worry too much about how many days left there is or anything. Just have fun. And if you're a more experienced game dev, then just, you can learn about making a new kind of game, experiment a bit, and stuff. And sometimes if the game is a total failure, then maybe you've learned how to not make a game in a certain way or something. But it's just, just try to have fun and don't worry about how the game is gonna turn out too much. That's my general advice. About the winners, no, there will be the voting. There will be 8 days of voting, and the one that gets the highest score in the voting wins. I don't pick the winner at all. The winner is you participants vote, and by the way, I will exclude myself from the voting because, because I guess now that I don't pick the winner anymore, but I will exclude myself from the voting. But the one with the highest score wins. So you will know when that live stream starts, who the winner is. But I will just play them it's just to be a little event, where I play the games, and it would be fun. Last time I tried to play all the games, that took me 4 hours, and my voice died. Oh yeah, and also if anyone is, I will be making a game, like I said, and I will be streaming most of it on this channel. I will start immediately when in 2 minutes, and I will be streaming. And if anyone else is streaming, I think it would be very fun to put a list of the streamers here on the each page and stuff. So, if you're streaming, just ping me on Discord, at me on Discord, and I will put your link on here. Yeah. The theme is not out yet. That's why you haven't missed it, because it's revealed in 1 minute. Yeah. Right. Yeah, there will only be one winner. So the jam starts in 50 seconds. I guess we can reveal the optional theme. Keep in mind, if you don't want this theme, if you don't want to follow the theme, if you have something like, just see it as a nice way to get some inspiration or get some constraints in any way. But don't worry about it. So we're starting in 25 seconds. So the theme it's pathways is the theme, and interpret it in any way you want. Be creative. Just don't. It doesn't have to be a path you walk on. Even that's fine. That's fine. But do it. Do whatever you want. Interpret it in the most weird way you can, if you want to. But the jam is starting now. It starts in -1 second. So there we go. The submission is due in 6 days, 23 hours, and 59 minutes. So this is button you click when you're done with your game. And please submit before this reaches 0, because you can't submit after it reaches 0. If you have trouble submitting, you can DM me and we can maybe give you a little link to submit afterwards. But that's going to be an exception. Please submit before it ends. Okay. Right. So, thank you all so much for watching this little intro live stream. I will stay on this stream and start making my own game, and see people seem okay with the theme. But like I said, it's optional. So if you're not okay with it, just ignore it. Right. I will put this on the itch page, since I realize some people may not be watching this. And I will be streaming hopefully every day. It's 7 days, so maybe some days I do a little evening stream, just a short one. But yeah, this is me live editing the. This is how it looks when you edit stuff. So we put this here, theme Optional theme. Actually, there's a... This is always happens when I... This is the fun part of me being on stream. I always try to do like admin things so everyone can see. Like that. Right. We go down to the bottom and save. Oh yeah, there's a question here. Is it possible to submit several times? Yes. So your submission is actually just an itch.io game that you can update over time, right? So just you can submit super early if you want to. You can submit like you could even be like, you know, submit your web, like if you, for example, if you could make a web build that you send out to your friends every day and have them play, and then at the end, the final one that's there at the end is the one that that's the official one. If you want to, and by the way, if you want to update your game after the jam has ended, then you could keep, you know, the jam version. You can write like game jam version, and you can upload a new build separately. That's like the updated version. If that just makes it easier. Yeah. Right. So, any other questions? But yeah, just like I said, there's lots of links in the description. Install the compiler, install, there's video instruction for how to do that. There's a minimal Raylib template, all that stuff. So I hope you can get going. If you have trouble getting going, then just hop on the Discord server, ask in the Odin channel or the Odin 7-day jam channel with anything. And yeah, if you have 7 days now, right? So don't worry too much about, like, you don't need to come up with a game in 2 seconds. Some gamers have spent 4 hours coming up with a game. So take your time here. For me, it's evening here in Sweden, but it doesn't matter. Just you can take a few hours if you can't come up with anything immediately. That's totally fine. You have lots of time here. Compared to the previous game jam I hosted, it was 48 hours. This one is long. So, yeah. Right. Let's see here now. Yeah, good luck everyone. Keep us posted in the Odin 7-day jam channel about how it goes. Post some videos, post some pictures of your game as you make it.